This is my disc destroyer. It's a mean little machine with one job, testing grinding discs. With so many grinding discs and countless reviews, it's hard to separate fact from fiction. This is where the disc destroyer comes in. It cuts through the noise, delivering real results. No bias, no sponsorships, just cold hard tests. Grinding discs can face a lot of real-world challenges, like high and low pressures, hot and cold materials, and of course, fast and slow speeds. This machine tests it all, so that we can finally find the truth in the reviews. Today I am testing the 3M Cubitron 2-fiber disc, coming in at $5.90, and it has mostly positive reviews. Like these, saying it cuts amazingly well, that it removes a lot of metal fast, and they hold up awesome. But then this reviewer said it didn't last their full day, and that it doesn't stay flat. So, it looks like we have some testing to do. Let me break this down for you. Each disc will be grinding this test bar to see how much it can remove within 20 minutes time. This will chart out its story, and tell us exactly how this disc behaves based on how much material it removes at any given point. But if the disc stops effectively grinding the bar, or just straight up disintegrates, the test is over. Let's begin! I decided to start off applying pressure with a 4-pound weight, because that is about the weight of a grinder. The disc started cutting away material quickly and ended up lasting 5.5 minutes, but it only removed 4.5 inches. The results of the test are not lining up with some of the positive reviews, like this one claiming that it removes a lot of metal fast. Maybe if I turn up the heat, that will prove to be true. To do this, I preheated the first couple inches of a test bar and started the test. I was hopeful this would improve the disc's performance, and it did a little better, though the Cubitron 2 lasted the same amount of time. It removed 2 inches more than the previous test. But they both stopped at about 5.5 minutes, and this is because they were glazing. So I'm going to have to change a test variable to overcome this and hopefully get a performance that aligns with the good reviews. So I added more pressure and doubled the weight from 4 pounds to 8. And when I ran the test again with the room temperature test bar, the results improved significantly. The disc ended up lasting around the same amount of time, at 5 minutes, but it took off 12.5 inches, more than double from the 4-pound weight test. But I had to stop the test because the disc was not cutting anymore and burned up. To see if there was a way to improve the Cubitron 2's performance even more, I decided to push the disc harder by simulating a hot weld. So I added the heat, and the disc started cutting at the same rate as in the cold test, once again lasting 5 minutes. But it performed worse, taking off 2 inches less material from the coupon. And it burned up again. Heat does not seem to be helping this disc out at all. So what can we take away from this? Well, a lot of people felt that this is a good disc, even though it's a bit pricey at $5.90. I would say to get a 5-star performance, don't be afraid to apply a little bit of extra pressure with this disc, but stay away from grinding your hot materials. If you'd like to see the data I've collected for this disc, as well as the other discs in these tests, I've posted them at the Fireball forum, linked in the description. I'm going to keep posting more and more of these test videos, so stay tuned to find the truth in the reviews. And if you're wondering why I built the rig the way I did, how it works, and what it's all about, I have a video that goes into great detail that you should check out. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.